Hello, good morning. So you can always ask questions while I'm giving a talk. I don't want to be a monotonous while talking to you. Because I need to understand you. Most of you are young, and probably there are a lot of motivation inside you to be a better person, be more fit, especially when we have this COVID-19 times where immunity is always put into test. So those who survive the coming 3 to 4 months, all will depend upon how immune you have been, your innate immunity that we talk about. I'm sure that most of you are medical students, so all new budding doctors, almost 90% I was told. So I want all of you to do some fitness regime so that your life as well as your family's life is taken care of. If one family member can do these kind of exercise at home, it may automatically motivate rest of your family members as well as your neighbors to stick on to a fitness program. With internet on, you know that we have lot of channels, YouTube channels, giving lot of programs, yoga, Zumba, lot of fitness program, core strengthening at home, because during lockdown period, initially when we are not supposed to go out, we were all doing something at home, and you can yourself create a gym inside your house. That's how I have been telling my friends, those who have been joining a joint gym before. I know that 90% of you would have not joined a gym before, or rather you would have joined for 1 week every January as a guilt conscious, and later on, due to some odd reasons, mostly studies point of view, you wouldn't have time to get along with the gym program. Okay, we can start in 2 minutes, fine. So it is 10:07, so at 10:09 I think I can, or 10:08 I can start the talk. I did receive a couple of some details about you. Thanks to Anusha, she had some pictures, some details about you, medical details rather, and if I would like to put forward some details that you have, a Google form that have been sent, I could see that 60% of your family members either have diabetes or hypertension or had cardiovascular disease, means in the form of stroke. Only 40% of you feel that your family members are healthy. When I say when 40 members, that means that probably either they would have done the test and they are found to be healthy, that's fine. Else they may presume that they have been healthy. So either way, you know that by genetics itself, that 60% of you have genes that in which diabetes, hypertension, all this non-communicating diseases, NCDs that we call, have already been in your body. And very good to see that 84% of you don't have any respiratory problems, but only a few of you have some kind of respiratory problem, not asthma, but probably bronchitis. So 97% of you are free from any respiratory conditions. And I could see that almost 56% are male in this group, and 44% are ladies. And in the 90 responses which I could see, that hardly around say 20% are having ideal body weight. So 80% of you are either overweight or towards obesity. So I think this is very important fitness program that could probably motivate you and be a life changer. So the how do I start? So let me take myself as an prototype. I was since you know that I am a doctor and we have a very busy schedule in our practice, apart from what we do hospital job, it takes away the lion's share of our time seeing patient both in hospital as well as in your private clinic in the evening. So what I do get is hardly around 2 to 3 hours of free time, and that 2 to 3 hours of my free time goes watching TV program or computer or your mobile. So you can say that so far I didn't have any time that is allocated free. That is where I don't have any studies. Just that I feel myself that I don't have any free time for any kind of exercise to do. And what would be the right time for doing exercise? I think any time that you get is a right time. Just that your abdomen, you should not do any exercise when your stomach is full. So if it is 1.5 to 2 hours postprandial state, I think that is a good time for you to do exercise. And since in Chennai it is very warm and humid, it will be nice that you do exercise early in the morning before sunrise, so that there are relatively less humidity and the warmth is less comparing the rest of the day. And traffic, if you are going to do an outdoor exercise, traffic is going to be very less in the early part of the time. So what I have inculcated in my fitness regime is that get up early in the morning, go for an say 30 to 40 minutes of outdoor run. I don't go to gym. I did visit gym before the COVID times, but I found that it is not actually materializing me because of my practice schedule. It's interfering with my gym timings. So even though I am a gym member, I haven't properly utilized. Say I could have said that 30% of my time was only utilized, 70% I couldn't go. But what I made sure is that I did my outdoor activity in the form of run. So when I mean to do say run is that I do an aerobic run, aerobic exercise where I don't sprint. I just run looking at my watch. So I have either an iWatch or a Garmin, a GPS watch, where I look at my heart rate. So for my age, what I calculate is that there is some calculation for it, which maybe I can text to you for those who are interested, that you run according to a particular heart rate. You don't run beyond a particular heart rate. So for me, the heart rate is around 140. So if I do any kind of exercise till I reach my heart rate at 140 and keep doing it, my heart is safe. So now you can see that nowadays that with Corona in Chennai being a hotspot, that you will have to wear a mask for sure. You are not supposed to run or do any kind of outdoor movement without a mask. So running with a mask outdoor is always a challenge, and it is very discomfort. It doesn't produce any kind of comfort because you have to breathe through a fabric. So in hospital we used to wear a surgical mask. Most of you would have seen a light blue color of 3-ply surgical mask that is most of the doctors used to wear, and those who are in touch of corona ward patients or corona dedicated isolation ward patient, they wear another kind of mask which is called N95 mask or respirator, which has a valve. So these are the masks that is totally for the healthline workers, not for people who are going out for run. So what if you are going to do an outdoor activity, wear a cloth mask that is now available freely in the shop. There are a lot of cloth masks that are available, but make sure that it is not a thin variety. It should have at least 2 different kind of fabrics, so that less amount of droplet is being sent out from our face to our mouth and nose while we are breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And also we have no clue that the person who is walking towards us is also harboring the virus. So to protect ourselves and to protect others, I think we need to wear face masks. These are all for the outdoor activity. When you are doing indoor, you don't have to wear a mask. That is fine. But when you are doing an outdoor activity or going to your balcony, you don't have to wear a mask. So when you are going to have this challenge, a couple of things that I would like to start is that start slowly. Don't race it. Don't look into the time. All this, the so-called HIT, that is the high intensity training, it will be ideal that if you can have a wearable heart rate monitor, so that you can always monitor your heart, because whenever you are doing your any kind of fitness regime, first always go slow. If you have a heart rate monitor, watch. It is always good. You don't have to rush and buy a watch. Else do according to you what you feel, what your body tells you. If you are feeling breathless, you can stop. Have a gulp of water and then restart your program. So I would rather like all of you to follow this. Just because somebody is doing quite quick doesn't mean that you should all do the same kind of activity. And I know that most of you, because I could see that there are 80% of the responders are either overweight or on toward the obese side. So our first aim would be, apart from fitness, is how to lose weight. If you can lose 10% of your existing weight, if your say weight is 90 kilos, I'm just giving a number, and you want to lose 10% of it, that is 9 kilos, I think you are actually preventing yourself from getting into diabetes, hypertension and obesity related complications by almost 30 to 40%. Just by losing 10% of your weight. I'm talking very doable weight loss. 9 kilos in 6 to 8 months. And I'm not going to give any kind of fat diet or any kind of regime that can drastically bring your weight down. Anything that you do drastically will not stay. That is life lesson. So whatever you do slowly and slowly ramp up your whatever you're doing, then that is going to stay for a long time. Whenever I'm going to say, it has two aspects. A is your exercise program, and exercise per se will not lose weight. So along with exercise, another important thing that we all should adhere is your diet. When I'm talking about diet, it is not what we eat, it is also how much we eat. I personally have lost around 5 to 6 kilos because I was planning to do my Delhi marathon this year, and I did Delhi marathon. So it was an 14-week program of training program before my Delhi marathon in February 26th, 2020 this year. So I had to follow my fitness program for my marathon, and I had to reduce at least 2 to 3 kilos to get my the timing set by my coach. So the kind of for that I started my diet regimen almost a year back. Even though my training program was fixed for that 12 to 14 weeks, but my diet program started much early, because you cannot do anything quick. No quick fix for diet and weight loss. It has to be long. It has to be something that you have to relish it. It cannot be something that has to be pressurized on you just for that. I think actors and celebrities can do that, because it depends upon a film character. Some actors would have, you can see that Amir Khan had put on a lot of weight for one movie, and then he had body sculpted for another movie. That they can do, this yin yang program they can do, because it is for money, that is for commercial reasons. We are doing for a fitness program, and for that we have to start slowly. So portion your rather can I have the scoop, food scoop, color one, food scoop. So there is something called portion size that you take. That is something that you all should always try to adhere to. I think it is available in Amazon, where you portion your food, and most important thing that you need to portion is your carbohydrate. I'm sure that. So this is the scoop that I think I want all of you to look into it. So this is what I followed in my fitness regime. So these are the scoops. So if you look at this yellow scoop, this would be my rice scoop. Okay, this much will be my rice scoop, around this is 1 cup. Okay, so 1 cup of rice, not raw rice, 1 cup of cooked rice. Okay, this will be what you should actually have it for your food. It may sound very frightening for some, because we have been not used to take, but this is for one portion. So you can take 2 portions of this for your lunch. If you are going to have maybe a sambar rice or curd rice, it depends upon you, but vegetables in plenty. So we are not going to portion vegetables. So only thing that we as South Indians, we all relish rice. So this is the thing that you can take 2 to 2.5 cups. Okay, this is the cup. Okay, so this has hardly around 200 ml. So you can take, that will be the volume. So please try to take it rice as frugal as possible. And I could say that most of you would be staying away from home, so you will be in a hostel. That is always a tricky issue. So in the hostel, if there are options given, I think you will just follow the options. So if they have given, for example, maida based, like for example parota, I think you can avoid parota and then go for rice. Rice is much better than maida because the glycemic index of maida is way more than what an boiled rice can give. But then again, you try to portion. Not that every day you have to portion it and eat. A couple of days you go through, you know that what is the rice that you have to take. Of course, there will be hunger pangs. So when you reduce the quantity of carbohydrate, there will be hunger pangs. But it is up to us to fill the stomach. So how will you fill the stomach? Just take buttermilk. If buttermilk is not available, just take plain water. This is how you have to quench your thirst, by drinking buttermilk even before you take at least one glass of water before you have your food, and definitely throughout the day. And when I say that buttermilk, it is not just for your hunger pangs alone. We need to take at least 2 liters of water every day. Now that we are still going through our second summer, you can take water throughout the day. So what probably in hostel that you will have to find out is the vegetables. That's where I think your focus should be. Cut down on your anything that contains bad carbohydrates. When I say bad carbohydrates, definitely one is rice. Number 2 will be so-called chapati that are laced with lot of maidas. In hostel, I'm sure that they don't probably provide a whole wheat atta. There may be some amount of maida attached to it. Then whatever choices are there, we need to go through it. So that is going to be an always tricky issue. But then your weight regime program comes in the form of exercise. So whatever you can say that you take protein, that's one important thing. So I have talked about carb, I talked about vegetables in plenty, but try to reduce those vegetables that are grown underground. So anything subterranean, probably don't take it. So anything that grows overground, you can take in plenty. Fruits, at your age, nothing is barred. For diabetic persons, yes, we do have problem. You can take mango, you can take jackfruit, you can take any kind of fruits, absolutely no problem. So taking fruit, because fruit contain fructose, that are also again calorie. But since you are going for a fitness program, those calories that you get through fruits and vegetables, especially fruits which contain high fructose, no issues at all. Try not to buy anything from hotel. That is where I want, like Swiggy and Zomato has really ruined most of the young people's diet regimen. So anything that is tasty will be fried. So oil is something that you have to be very careful of. If you are at home, please avoid refined oils. Take gingerly oil or coconut oil. They're all good. There are good oils. So anything that is unrefined, in Tamil we say the chekkannai, which is not been refined, would be the best thing that you can. Some question is there. Let me just go through it. Lemon and lukewarm water. See, lemon and lukewarm water. I'm just having these questions in my mind. So let me finish off what I have to say. And you can, once I finish off my talk, then you can put the questions so that one by one I can answer. Otherwise, I may miss the questions. Or probably you can redo your questions once my talk is over. So what I want you to is take less amount of oil. So I can tell you that on an average, for a layman, 50% should be from your rice or chapati, and try to avoid bread. I know in hostels sometimes bread and omelette are the breakfast that you get. So bread means maida, and there in India, even the whole wheat atta or the whole grain bread that we call still contains lot of maida. So try to avoid. Not that you should not use bread. If bread is not if something else is available, for example idli is available, go for idli than bread. So try to avoid carbohydrate. 50% should be carbohydrate, and your 30% can come from protein. So when I say protein, please take any number of protein. I mean, for a non-vegetarian, still it matters because chicken is costly, and I would fish is good. Any lean meat is good protein. So egg daily, boiled egg along with a yolk is fine. Okay, so there is a misconception that cardiologists used to say that discard the yolk and take egg white. So for you, you are all you require vitamin D, you require biotin. You are a growing body. So when I'm talking to an 18 and 19-year-old young adult, this is what my diet regime is going to be. If I talk to a 50-year-old person who is diabetic and hypertensive, that the diet regime is going to be different. So for this is focused mainly to you. So you can take daily one egg, boiled egg along with yolk, no problem at all. And when I say all these things, mind you that you are into a fitness program. So you are doing exercise, and then this nutrition is being advised. Just not that I am just advising the nutrition and you don't go about exercise. So daily one egg. You can even go for egg white extra for those if you find that your protein intake is not ideal. This is for non-vegetarians. So fish, chicken and egg for all non-vegetarians. And question comes to vegetarians. So vegetarians, there is a lot of good high quality vegetarian high protein diet in the form of lentils and pulses. So whenever your mom makes sambar at home, ask her to put lot of lentils so that it is a thick sambar. You can have sprouts. They are also high in protein. Drink milk, dairy products, especially paneer, cottage cheese. It has high quality protein as well as fat, so no problems as well. So you can take paneer whenever it's available. Those who are in hostel, I know that these are all the issues that, so whenever you have, now that you are in lockdown period and you are at home, I think these things you can definitely harp in. And when it comes to oil, so fats would be only 20%. So 50, 30, 20 would be my portion size, that percentage of macronutrients that I talk about. Fruits in plenty, vegetables which are not undergrown. So potatoes should be cut down. Potatoes are not good for health. Potatoes should be cut down. Carrots probably at your age you can take, but when you grow old, probably carrots is again a subterranean. You are not supposed to take it. So beetroot once in a while. But being a runner, I take beetroot only during my long runs, because beetroot has added advantages for your blood flow to your muscles. So they help in recovery of your muscles. So people who have cramps after any kind of exercise or soreness, beetroot becomes one of the best diet. I take it as a raw beetroot smoothie, not as a cutlet or a cooked in a cooked form. It should be raw. So take colorful vegetables and fruits, and all, if possible, in raw condition, that are much better, because all these phyto proteins and which we get colorful, they all have high quantity of antioxidants, and these rich antioxidants help you in decrease your age. So if you want to age gracefully, this is the right time that you add on lot of antioxidants in a natural form, not as in tablet form, because tablet form they don't work. So take gooseberry if available, so that is loaded with vitamin C and antioxidants, and they also build your immunity. So these are the things that in a nutshell on nutrition. So you don't if a vegetarian is there and if he says that I am not able to get, I'm in a gym, I'm in a hostel, I'm not able to get, you can buy protein supplements. So the simplest protein supplement that is good one is your whey protein. So you can buy whey protein. Please don't take creatinine, that is not good for your health. You shall not do any body sculpting by artificial methods. The creatine supplements are not good for health. Kindly avoid. I think one of you have asked that question. And take vitamin C in plenty. So somebody asked, so alkalinize your system, because basically our body, when it get metabolized or digestion happens, is mostly acidic. So alkalinize. So that's why I said fruits and vegetables play a very important role in alkalinizing your system. Go for citrus fruits. They are a good alkalinizer. And gooseberry, if possible, take it in a raw form, not one with that is laden with sugar syrup that is available in nuts and spices. Please go for fresh gooseberries. At least take two gooseberries daily. You don't have to take any amount supplement with vitamin C. So what about weight loss plateau? Initially when you start your weight program, you can see there will be good loss of weight. In the sense, depending upon your basic weight, you may lose about say 200 gram or 300 gram or 500 gram. Don't ever think about these in weight loss, or you are not losing weight. The reason behind is that our body is body weight is 60% based on water or fluid. So when we work out and we sweat, probably you can see that as soon as that our workout is over, and because depending upon the sweat factor, you can see that there is some loss of weight, which by evening you will regain it back, because we may be drinking a lot of fluids, either form of water or coffee or tea, so you get the weight back. So maybe in first week or second week you will not see any kind of drastic weight change, even you weigh say 100 kilos. So this weight loss will occur only slowly when our fat loss starts to happen. So when our fat starts going away from our body, then you can see a good weight loss, which is going to be in your system, not that you will regain your weight. And how long does it take? Minimum it is 12 weeks. So 12 weeks is what you have to spend on your fitness regime to see a change in your weight. And maybe at that time you can see your buccal pad of fat going inside. People may see that, oh, you were so chubby and you're looking very healthy. Now you appear sick. Probably that is one of the signs to tell you that your weight loss regime has really been successful. So you don't have to use your weighing scale, because initially I could say that I was also weighing around 88 kilos. So over a period of time, because of my fitness regime, I have come to almost 70 kilos before my lockdown. And probably during my lockdown and due to my personal issues, I couldn't run for almost 2 months. So I would have probably gained about a couple of kilos, which I will now, with coming back to Chennai, I will start reducing the weight. That is not an issue. So why I'm saying is that don't check your weight daily and see that, oh, I'm not losing my weight. I've done this program for a week, 10 days is over, 14 days is over. It takes almost 3 weeks, 12 weeks to see the kind of difference that you get. It all depends upon how much you eat post your exercise. So when you go for a fitness program, then you come take something that is rich in calories, then you can see that probably what you lost in your exercise, you regain it by your diet. So diet is something that is going to be a key factor in your weight reduction, not the exercise program. What about keto diet? Now you can see that a lot of people are, there is a fad that is going on in dieting community as well as amongst the commercial dietitians. I will not talk about scientific diet practitioners. The commercial diet practitioners you can see in Facebook or ads that are seen on the streets, okay, billboard that you can see that so much of weight loss happens without any kind of exercise program. Please don't fall for it. Keto diet does help in weight reduction. What is keto diet? Again, instead of taking this much of carbohydrate, it is going to be very minimal carbohydrate. So I will tell you, instead of that, you have to take this much of rice per day. So it is very, very easy for me to talk, but very difficult for us to be practical on day-to-day basis. Probably for 1 day or 2 days, we will be utterly famished. We will then start eating much more the rest of the day. So keto diet is not the diet that has to be followed for every person. Doesn't suit every person. For whom keto diet works very well is for a person who is over obese, for whom probably doctor would have said that you have to undergo a bariatric surgery to get rid of your weight. So that is the time that I think we should look for this keto diet, especially not during when we are working from home or studying from home, when your physical activity is bare minimum and we are scared to go out for doing exercise because you know that there is some amount of community spread of this virus in certain cluster areas. You would rather want to do your exercise at home. So this is not the ideal time to start keto diet. But those who are interested in keto diet, I think you should meet a registered dietitian. What you can also do is something called intermittent fasting. So when you do in intermittent fasting, it works much better than keto diet, because keto diet does not give you satiety. The satiety, if it is not there, there is a lot of hormones in the body, especially ghrelin, that is a hormone that's produced in the stomach that talks to your brain. and that is where your that feeling, the crave for food is there. So the crave will be there for a long period of time once you are in keto diet, unless until you are so much determined to reduce your weight. Keto diet will definitely be a failure, so don't fall for it. Intermittent fasting is another way that you can look. So you can have 16 hours of 8 hours of fasting in the daytime, so starting from 9 a.m. to afternoon 2 p.m. something that you don't take anything except for water or buttermilk. You don't take even water, when I say, because in intermittent fasting you are not supposed to take anything, but in Chennai, given the humidity, you can just take sips of water. But then the next to the 16 hours you have to be very frugal in what you take, so that you are giving a good rest to your stomach for a long period of time. That is something called intermittent fasting. Again, a dietitian will be the right person to sit and analyze what kind of body you are having and what kind of fitness regime will be good for you. So at this point of time, please refrain from any kind of fat diet to start with. Go with portioning of your size. Tell you, I am a living example in front of you. I didn't do any kind of fasting. I didn't go for any fitness program. Just that my wife made sure that I eat only around 2 cups of rice per day. So that is how my weight started. I started losing on my weight. Say around 6 to 8 kilos of weight loss have happened over a period of 1 year. Okay, I'm saying, and I'm sticking to that weight. Just that during my lockdown period, since I was out of Chennai and I was in another state, I couldn't follow the strict regime. But I'm sure that it can come down. So how do you deal with stress? The stress is something that very, very important that you, all of us, including you, me, every person is going through. And one of the best way to reduce your stress is to improve your quality of sleep. Your sleep will tell you that the quality of sleep will tell you how much you are stressed. Okay? There is nothing else. You may be a type A personality. You want to be a so-called perfectionist. Want to do everything at appropriate time. That all builds up the stress. But the underlying stress can be reduced by only one way. That is, have a quality sleep. 7 hours of good sleep. That too at night. Not that whole night I'll be watching Netflix till 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. then hit the bed and sleep till 11 a.m. That will not work. You will have to follow the circadian rhythm. Okay? When I mean to say circadian rhythm means you follow the sunlight. So when the sun is up, your activity is more. When the sun sets, your activity starts reducing and you stop watching TV, your cell phone, anything that emits light. Because one of the important hormone that plays in your circadian rhythm is melatonin. So if your melatonin levels are disrupted, your sleep pattern goes off. So that disrupts your circadian rhythm. That's why most of the ladies have irregular period at your age. Okay, your cycles are going to be all messed up, and lot of you, I think more I will say, because I haven't seen any one of you, a lot of you can go for polycystic ovary disease. So PCOD or PCOS that we call is one of the important disease entities a girl can go through in her adolescent age group, which also translates into her adult phase, which can lead to infertility. So you can see that lot of infertility clinics have bloomed. During my great grandmother or my grandmother times, I haven't ever seen an ad or any kind of hospital which is infertility based. Neither we had any infertility clinics in any of the tertiary hospitals. We talk about medical colleges. So all these things happened the last probably 2 decades when the IT sector opened up and people start staying in the night duties. So being a doctor, I think we also have to go for night shifts. So if you are a busy surgeon, gynecologist, if you are going to aspire, there will be some days where you will have to do some night shifts. But then again, these are not permanent in your life. But in call centers where IT professionals, for whole month they go for night, because I think their whole job is based on UK timings and US timing. And this is all pre-COVID era that I'm talking about, where they come home by 6 a.m., they sleep whole day, then their day, what is our night is their day. So the whole sleep pattern gets changed and messed up. That's where that you can see that male will have less motile sperms So their infertility in male and they become obese. They eat not depending upon the timing of the sun, because everything, the circadian rhythm, because every organ, we have a master switch in our brain that is called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, okay, SCN. Those who are still fresh in your neuroanatomy and physiology, we have the suprachiasmatic nucleus. So that is your master switch that regulates your entire body mechanism. If that depends upon your circadian rhythm, and every organ, talk about liver, talk about your heart. Of course, heart does have a switch on and switch off, but doesn't switch off totally. Means heart doesn't stop, but the activity heart slows down at night. That's why you can see at night time when we sleep, our BP drops, our pulse rate drops. So there is everything has a clock, liver, muscle. So, but all these clocks are again synced with your suprachiasmatic nucleus. So if you are going to get up early before sunrise and go to bed at least by 9:30, 10ish. I know it may sound very, very different for you because you have not been following this pattern, but this is what I would like all of you to understand at least and try to put into practice if possible. Switch off your phones at least 1 hour before you go to sleep, else you will not get a sleep. Anything, the blue light that emits from the display, be it a laptop or an TV, any kind of display system is going to hamper these light will depress your melatonin. Unless until your melatonin starts speaking, you will not get a good sleep. So we have this REM sleep and NREM sleep, unless until you have 4 cycles of it. That's why I said you need at least 7 hours of good quality of sleep. We have, if you are having an iPhone, there is an app which understands your sleep watch. So if you are connected with your iWatch and you have an app, so I have all these things. I monitor my sleep the next day and find out how well I have slept. I look at the quality of sleep. I may think that I have slept for 5.5 to 6 hours. For me, 5.5 hours is good enough, unless and because I had to pitch in a morning run before I hit the hospital. So for you, 7 hours to 7.5 hours is even up to 8 hours when you are studying from home. 8 hours is good enough. But make sure that you sleep at 9:30. Then only your stress will come down. So ultimately, this is all based upon your stress. So I think I've been talking for last 40 minutes. Now let me start taking questions. So drink a lot of water. Lukewarm water is always good. Just that you don't want to get sore throat, because if you get sore throat these days, always there is a fear that whether I had a corona. So it will be better that you don't take anything very cold. Take lukewarm or an ordinary, ordinary temperature, room temperature water. I really pity those people who are in the hostel, and please don't take creatinine, any kind of supplements for body sculpting. This is not good for your kidneys. So kidney is very, very important organ that you have to safeguard. Just because God has given 2 kidneys and 1 heart doesn't mean that you can play anything with stress your kidney more. Don't do that. And this fitness program that you are going to do is to look at whether you can lose your fat mass and build your muscle mass, because once this is the right time that you have to build your muscle. The more muscle you build up, you become more insulin sensitive. I could see that 40% of your parents or somebody in your family are having diabetes. One of your earliest marker is to get your muscles mass up. So somebody after exercise will feel that, I have not lost weight. In fact, I have gained weight. If you have gained weight properly by building up your muscle mass, means you are much more fitter person. Forget about your weight, because BMI has its own issues. So I don't really look into the BMI. I really look into how much of muscle mass is there and how much of fat mass is there. Slowly, by this exercise program that you are going to do next week, is the first step to lose your fat mass and build up your muscle mass. In medical terms, we call it sarcopenia, which sets much early, in the early 30s in your life. So if you can do some kind of exercise, which are isometric exercise or weight strength and muscle, core strengthening for your run, for all your fitness regime. But you take weight bearing, it's all deadlifts. You don't have to go to the gym. You can just, nowadays when you are at home, you can take 1 kilo of packed rice or wheat or any kind of product that your parents have bought, just try to do an upper limb exercise. You abduct and adduct your shoulder, extend your shoulder up and down. So means you do weight lifting against gravity. That itself is one of the ideal way of building up your muscle. So same thing, you can have a 5 kilo of rice gunny bag, keep on your legs and try to pull it up in a chair. You should sit in the chair and try to lift with sitting forward with chest erect. Try to keep the rice bag, two legs you both balance your 5 kilo of rice bag on your ankles, okay, and try to lift it. So that will give you some strength to your quads. So these are the ways that you can build up your exercise. So don't use the lifts, use the steps. So step climbing is another way of building up your strength of your quadriceps. So try to avoid lifts, even though you are working in an you are staying in a multi-level apartment. Try to walk down. When you want to go up, probably if you are in the 8th floor, take a lift up to the 4th floor and start walking from the 4th floor to your 8th floor. I'm just giving some tips. It all depends upon how you do it. So slowly try to avoid lift if possible, unless until you are carrying a weight. So I'm not saying that with a backpack you should walk all the way up. So if you have nothing in your hand, I think climbing up the steps, climbing down will help. And no preservatives. Please don't add any preservatives to whey protein. So anything that is preservative is artificial. And some would say that, I don't want to take sugar. I think I don't take sugar. Okay, last 6 years I have stopped taking sugar in my coffee and tea. That doesn't mean that I don't take dessert. I do take dessert, but I don't add sugar to my coffee and tea. I take green tea in the morning. It's a probiotic tea, so that helps you in reducing weight because it has a lot of antioxidants. So, and it also helps you in your digestion. It increases your basal metabolic rate. So it increases the BMR. So make sure that you take, if possible, if green tea is available, try to take coffee and tea without sugar. That's something that I would like all of you to follow it over a period of time. And don't add sweeteners. And artificial sweeteners should not be used. And so if somebody said that I'm 100 kilos while jogging, my bones are paining, I should continue. See, you listen to your body. When you are weighing 100 kilos, means definitely you cannot put lot of strain to your joints, especially the ankle joint and the knee joint to start with. So with the diet regime and over a period, so when you are having pain, walk. So walking itself, a brisk walking is also a kind of exercise. We call in the terms of METs. So the number of METs you spend means the metabolic equivalent that we call. I think it is lesser than jogging or running, but definitely it is a form of physical activity. So doing nothing, walking itself is good. So you will have to have somebody asked how much of calorie deficit is advisable. So it all depends upon Dr. Manish. It depends upon person to person. We have to find out what is your inherent problem. I think I have no idea what all diseases right now you are having in your system. I want to know your thyroid function. I want to know how many of you are having hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism or subclinical thyroid disease. So I want to see how much of you are insulin resistant. So once the talk is over, I would like all of you I can put some tests that you have to undergo if possible in a good clinic. So 2 clinics which I can advise is High-Tech Lab in Chennai. It will be High-Tech Lab or Lister Metropolis. These are the 2 labs which gives fairly an accurate test report. Or Medal, there is another report. So you can go to any of these labs and forget about your age. Just and look at your vitamin D. All of us are vitamin D deficient. So I think the vitamin D is very, very important. So hypothyroidism is very important. I think I already talked about intermittent fasting, Mr. Kuriakos. I think probably you didn't listen or you just joined me late. Intermittent fasting is very good, and you will have to meet and depending. So if everything is individualized, whatever statement I am making is for all of you in general. That doesn't mean that what suits me may not or should not, rather may not suit you. So it has to be individualized. We'll have to take each person in what you call the nitty-gritty of your basal metabolic rate, and then advise the diet, because we have lot of diet programs that are available. Don't fall for it. Exercise will definitely reduce the chance of a lady going into PCOS, because it is insulin resistance that is leading on to PCOS. So if your weight loss regime is also built upon your physical activity, it will definitely decrease the chance of going to PCOS, and your cycles along with your thyroid functions are normal. Your menstrual cycles can get regularized, and they can be all ovulatory cycles as well. So any other questions? Calorie deficit is the only way to lose weight. So if, for example, that I give you a 1400 calorie regime and you take diet for say 1200, you're reducing 200 calories on that particular day. That is a good enough. So over a period of say 12 weeks, you would have lost around say 6 pounds. That means around 1.5, so around about 2.5 kilos. That is a good way of losing weight. So ultimately aim is calorie deficit diet, but make sure that whatever we take, it should have less carbohydrate. That's where the insulin resistance hypothesis plays into it. More we take carbohydrate or any kind of diet that really we have a crave for, sweets, ice creams, all those things, what will happen? They go into our system, and these are all what you call high glycemic index food. What they do, they stimulate insulin. Insulin is an anabolic hormone. It going to produce hunger. So more insulin secretion in our body, more hunger we become, and more we start eating. That's why that you can see that people watching Netflix without their knowledge, or going to theaters before the corona times. All these movie cinema buffs who go to theater always will have an popcorn. They'll have a beverage which is carbonated. I'm not telling names. All this beverage that you are talking about, which are carbonated beverage, are sugar laden. You have minimum in 1 liter of this beverage, you can have at least 15 scoops of sugar. So imagine that you're taking 15 scoops of extra sugar per day by drinking about a liter of any of these beverages that is carbonated, that is available in the shop. So if you have thirst, drink water. Water is the best way and the most healthy way to make sure that your weight loss which has occurred during your weight losing program, you don't add on. So good exercise, adequate appropriate nutrition, and a good sleep, and a balanced diet, and mindful eating. These are the pillars that I would like all of you to go through for a good and fit life. I think it's almost 50 minutes since the program. Is it okay, Anusha, that I close it, or any more questions? So if it pains, stop, madam. I think doctor, somebody says that pain is there while running. You stop running. Go for walking, jogging. There are other ways of exercise. You can also learn swimming, CrossFit training. You can do cycling. So these are other ways where you can lose your fitness program can be still continued. Running is the cheapest way because roads, you don't have to pay any kind of membership fee for running on a road. Just have a good pair of shoes or sneakers that fits you, and then you can do your running. Once you become a passionate runner, then you can buy all those GPS watches, then look at what is your heart rate, what is your cadence, what is your balance of the right leg and your left leg. We have all those kind of costly gadgets that are available. That is not for every person. That is only for 10% of people who are tech savvy, want to know much more about your how you are, want to look at your heart rate while running. So every time I hit a heart rate, when I see a speed bump, I just look at the heart rate, how much it has gone up. Those who are too much into it, okay, you can buy it. Otherwise, for 90% of people who are looking only for fitness, 20 to 30 minutes of good exercise program every day. Okay, this is not that Sunday is a rest day. Every day, 7 days a week. You require at least what WHO and the AHA, American Heart Association, says that you have to have at least 150 minutes of physical activity, okay, vigorous physical activity per week. For Indians, that 150 minutes may not work, we'll have to double it. It has to be 300 minutes because we have more fat mass, less muscle mass, so we need to have 300 minutes of work. That's why if you have to have around 40 minutes to 45 minutes every day, I think that will have that can see your end result. Don't you have a weighing scale is something that you have to buy, and what you have to buy would be measuring tape. So try to look at your girth before you start your exercise program. Okay, just locate your hip bone, that is the upper iliac crest. Okay, measure your inner. Don't cheat by doing a deep inspiration, deep expiration, and checking your girth. A normal respiration, check your abdominal circumference. For a man, it should not cross 90, and for a lady, it should not cross 80 centimeters. Okay, not inches. So 90 centimeters and 80 centimeters is what you should all aim for. Even if you don't have a weighing machine with you, abdominal circumference will tell you the risk for developing insulin resistance and into metabolic syndrome, and then leading on to diabetes. So this is how the timeline goes in. So reduce your abdominal circumference. So next time, for probably not this Diwali, the next Diwali or next Christmas, you are going to buy your dress, you will see that the current dress should have been much loose, so that you buy much more fitted dress. That should be your goal. Okay, and those who are wearing a belt, you make sure that you put more holes so that the waistline comes down. So these are the things that how you can assess your weight loss regime annual basis, and these cannot happen over 3 weeks or 6 weeks. So minimum is the 12 weeks time for people to appreciate your weight loss. Thank you so much for your patient listening, and I can give my email or my Twitter handle. You can always pop up questions, because email I may not be looking, but I'll be WhatsApp. There are a lot of WhatsApp group, so you can use I can just post my Twitter handle here. You can follow me in Twitter, so you can always pop questions to me. DOC at DOC Chennai. Okay, you can always. So this is my, those who are following Twitter, please follow this Twitter handle, and I can I'll be happy and glad to explain much more. I think still we have around 39 listeners. Thank you so much. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your fitness program that IMA Tamil Nadu have ventured. That's a very nice way to motivate medical students, because we doctors are always better preachers than practitioners. So now that you become the flag holder of fitness, definitely the patient will accept it much better. Thank you so much.